There's something poetic about a video game called Super Mario Bros. Jumping in value, because that's exactly what happened after Pawn Stars passed on one of the rarest copies ever brought into the shop.
This is the earliest sticker-sealed Super Mario Bros. Nintendo game.
In a Season 17 episode of Pawn Stars, a seller came in offering something wild, a sealed, early print of Super Mario Bros. For the NES, in pristine condition, with a super rare cardboard hang tab. It's the unicorn of retro game collecting. This episode was filmed sometime in 2019, which is important to remember. So, the asking price?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Yep.
Yes, seriously, the seller wanted $1 million. Okay, where is this guy possibly getting this number? This exact copy had just sold in February 2019 for $100,150. So, if the seller was the buyer in that auction, which they probably were, they were now asking for a tenfold return just months later. So Rick does what he does, and he brings in an expert.
From all my research, WADA is the company that grades these. These are the ones you trust. So I'm actually going to go call them up and see if I can get one of their guys down here.
In this case, it's the founder of the grading company WADA Games who graded this game, Dennis Kahn. And he basically says this game is a super rare test market version and the earliest known sealed print. Basically, it's a one of one. As for the value, he says the game has gotten offers of $300,000 that were turned down. A big number, but still not $1 million. He also calls it,
"This is probably the most significant piece of video game history that's ever passed through our grading company."
high praise to be sure, but high risk too. So Rick passes on the sale. $1 million asking price with a valuation of somewhere north of $300,000 just doesn't make sense. Now, to be fair to Rick, this was a crazy asking price at the time. And as the expert acknowledged, this was definitely a potentially high reward item, but with that, a lot of risk. But to also be fair to the seller, he had a pretty good hunch that his asking price was right on the money. Because with the benefit of hindsight, this game probably was worth close to double what the seller was asking. In August 2021, a different but similar sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. Sold for $2 million. It wasn't quite as old and had a better overall grade, but it did have a slightly worse seal rating when compared to the one in Pawn Stars. That is the A++ on the box. The $2 million one had a rating of just A+. That $2 million version was sold by Rally, a collectibles investment platform. They bought it for $140,000 in 2020. And their users, the owners of the game, even turned down a $300,000 offer shortly after. Sound familiar? It's entirely possible the person offering $300,000 for the Rally copy was also trying to buy the Pawn Stars version. It's unclear who eventually paid for the $2 million copy, but it is certainly possible they would have paid that for the version that showed up on Pawn Stars also. Possibly more. And in case you are thinking this $2 million sale was just a complete one-off, leading up to that sale in August, some other copies had started raising the bar significantly. A few months prior to the $2 million sale, a slightly lesser copy than both the Pawn Stars version and the $2 million version sold for $660,000. So, yeah, perhaps Rick missed the jump on this market. But can you really blame him? Back in 2019, no one had a crystal ball for retro game prices. And as the expert said, high risk, high reward.
With things like this, it's high risk, high reward.
But again, with the benefit of hindsight, it probably would have been a good investment. Sometimes though, the ones that get away hurt the most, especially when they jump down a pipe and take 2 million coins with them. What do you think? Should Rick have bought this? Should he have foreseen the rise in the prices? Or should he have at least tried to ask for a lower price? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Oh, and do me a favor, hit that subscribe button to follow more of the best and worst TV deals and see what they were really worth. And if you have any suggestions on items you would like researched more, let me know in the comments. See you next time.